Hi, this is Intro to Social Work for the spring semester of 2013. My name is Amber Donovan and I'm your professor. We're going to start with Angel. Angel is the online system that we use for our online class. If you're new to online learning, there's training schedules or there's online training that you can go to on the first page. When you first sign into Angel, you can do it on your computer. Training schedules are available if you call distance. The syllabus contains the books that you will need. It's an online course. So once I open a lesson, it's open for 24 hours, 7 days a week until it is due. There's not going to be any late work that will be graded, simply because I don't have time for late work. It's a lot of grading for all the classes that I have. So don't wait until Friday at 10 a.m. to do your work because you could run into technical problems, and that's not going to be a reason that you can't complete your work because it has been available to you for at least 7 days. Most cases it'll be open for you at least 7 days. Time management is the best tool for success in this online. In the syllabus, you'll see that there are 3 books that are listed, but really you will only need the first 2 books that are in the syllabus. The other book about writing is optional, and I actually don't find it to be the most helpful book, but if you're not familiar with APA and you want to have some sort of a resource, then that's fine as well. This is a survey class, and we look at different types of social work. It's not a condensed time frame, it's the full semester, so ignore that. We have 16 weeks. We're going to look at social problems and how social work addresses these problems on both the micro, which is an individual level, and on the macro level, which is a societal level or a community level. We're going to talk about social work licensures, the history of the social work practice, the values and ethics of the profession, social policies and social change that are taking place through social work, and we're going to have a broad look at the different social work environments or practices. First 6 weeks are really about the history of the profession, they're about values and ethics, generalist practice, and then the rest of the class each week will be broken into specific look at each different field of social work. So social work with children, social work with the elderly, etc. And we'll look at different critical thinking skills are going to be emphasized during this course. We were going to read Ethical Decisions for Social Work Practice, which has a lot of questions about ethical dilemmas. We're going to have case studies every other week to complete throughout the semester. And you're really going to put yourself in the shoes of a social worker and try to figure out the ethical way of handling things. Critical thinking skills help us to dispel fallacies and faulty logic that can be presented as fact or truth by different experts. Critical thinking and developing the ability for problem solving are key for social workers. Oftentimes people come in crisis and they don't see options, so our job is to help them think through ideas. Any students with disabilities, please contact me first week of class with your visa. My office is not in PS 106 anymore. It is in the iLoft building on the first floor. It's the division office. You can just give it to the secretary and she'll put it in my mailbox. If you think you have special needs, please contact the Office of Special Needs for more. Syllabus is your guide. It tells you everything you need to know for each week, including where your video is located. Every week your video that you might have to watch will be located in a different place, so you'll need to locate that. There's going to be readings from the text and supplemental articles that I put online. The writing skills book is just a reference, like I said. I wouldn't necessarily find it to be the most helpful resource. There will be a video that you need to watch some weeks. Sometimes it'll be on the library website, which means you need an up-to-date library card this semester. So every semester you have to update it. So you need to either go to the library or call the library to get your card updated. That's your student card. There will be discussion forums postings that you will be required to complete every week. The questions for each week will be found under the Lessons tab and will be set up week by week. So this week you'll find your work under Lesson 1. Writing counts. I read a lot of individual postings a week. I have 5 classes this semester, 3 of which are online. So please capitalize your sentences, proofread your answers. I won't read it if it's not well written, and I won't give you credit. This is college. We're not emailing or texting. We're professionals, and online the only way people know who you are is by what you write and how you write it. So take the time to really do it the correct way. You could write your work in a Word document if that is helpful for you. That way you'd also have a hard copy of your work. You cannot attach documents to the forum, but you could copy and paste your work to the forum and correct any spacing issues by using the HTML editor, which is the bar right above your posting box. There's also a tab on that posting box under the discussion forum that will allow you to paste from a Word document. If you're not familiar with how to do that, you can contact Distance Learning and they can walk you through that online. The postings need to answer all parts of the question. There's 3 questions every week generally, and then you have to reply to two other students. I'm looking for something that shows that you've read the assignment and thought about what you've read. I don't want you to copy what the author of the text wrote. I want you to summarize what you've learned and use specific examples of what you took away from the writing. If you post something and decide you want to change what you wrote, you can edit your posting. You just go to the box, and at the bottom of the box you'll see a little tab that says Edit. Postings are due by Friday nights at 11 p.m. The reason this is the case is that when I would make the weekends the due dates, no one would interact during the week. So I know this makes it difficult to have a meaningful dialogue. So the earlier in the week you post, the better. This will help the class. Your answers to the questions at the bottom of each lesson are to be original. And in order to do that, I've created something called a post-first discussion forum, which means you will not be able to see anyone else's answer when you go into the discussion forum until you post your answer. So you need to put all 3 of your answers in one posting. So again, this might be helpful for you if you keep it in the Word document. It might be easier for you to work through. Too many people were cheating, truthfully. They were stealing other people's answers directly from the discussion forum that were posted earlier in the week and putting them down as their own. So, truthfully, this just avoids cheating. But you will not be able to reply to a classmate until you have finished your posting. You'll lose half credit on your answer if you post your answers in 3 separate postings. You have to follow the post first criteria, which is to put all of your work into one. All right, your replies need to be more than I agree with you or I disagree with you. Your replies need to add to the discussion an additional point. Please try to read as many postings as you can each week, and please try to read all the postings that I put on each week. Online classes only work well when people participate. People often say online classes are inferior to land-based learning, but I actually think it's not true. Oftentimes students get to learn a lot from one another because they speak in their minds more freely. Because they speak their mind more freely, I would also ask that you would take respect and confidentiality in mind. Please, if there's somebody that you disagree with, before you go off on them, I would ask you to ask them a question and ask them to clarify. Online, we can't really tell the tone or the intent of someone's message or email. Sometimes we write something that we think is innocent and it is perceived as offensive. So give the person the benefit of the doubt and ask them to clarify their meaning. This will cut down on disrespectful comments. I'm fine with disagreements, but I am not fine with disrespect. If you are disrespectful to another student or to me, I will address it with you directly and it will affect your grade. Confidentiality. Please don't disclose your darkest secrets online. This is not a confidential environment. Anything you put out there might come back to haunt you. The class doesn't need to know about your history of trauma. It's okay to disclose that you've had experiences that were difficult, but please do not give unnecessary details. I'm also a licensed social worker in Ohio, so any discussion of child abuse, neglect, or elder abuse will need to be reported to the. This class is 16 weeks long, not 10 weeks long. You will need to get started with your research paper topic quickly. Don't wait to start. Chris Sheets is our librarian. She's going to be joining our class, and she will assist you in finding research articles and books. You may email her directly through Angel in our course. She'll be set up by the end of this week. She's not in today. She'll be set up, though, by Friday. For the paper, you'll need to pick a type of social work that you're interested in, and you will follow the assignments required as presented under the Lessons tab under Paper. To add a little interest and make it feel less boring, you'll have some videos to watch some weeks, not every week. You must have a valid student ID, and like I said before, you can call the library if you aren't on campus. Sometimes they'll let you, sometimes they won't over the phone. Follow directions closely that are online for how to get. Rather than big tests, I've broken into smaller quizzes. They're not every other week. They're probably more like every 3 or 4 weeks. You will also possibly be quizzed over the Ethical Decisions book, but mainly that will be covered through our case study. I know I've rushed through this. I only have a certain amount of time that I can use for this, but I just wanted to let you know that I do love teaching online. I teach face-to-face, though, on campus in the spring. I teach for Cleveland State and for Lorraine. I've been teaching online for 13 years, and I've been teaching face-to-face most of that as well. I teach urban studies for Cleveland State, and I teach family violence, intro to gerontology, principles of interviewing and counseling, introductory social work, and what else? Sometimes urban studies for Lorraine as well, and sociology. But I try to keep it interesting and organized. I'll get back to you within 24 hours a day of your email, most days, but I do have a life, and I am teaching 3 online classes and 2 face-to-face, so please be patient. I don't work on the weekends at all, so if you email me on a Friday at like 3 o'clock, I'm not going to get it. I will get back to you on Monday, though. All right, that's it for our introductory orientation PowerPoint. Please go to that same file and complete the orientation quiz. It's worth 10 points. Thank you.